Alright, what is up guys? It is your boy the Fruit coming back to you with yet another video. In today's video, I actually want to talk yet again about the events of To Blue Vortex chapter 16, particularly focusing on Boruto and his discovery of the Flying Thunder God. Not only that, but I want to talk about why, in my opinion, I think that people do not want to accept the fact that Boruto is an absolute genius, and people do not want to accept that. And that's why in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the GOAT himself, Boruto Uzumaki, or better yet known as Boruto, since his name has been changed by the fate of omnipotence. My name is The Fruit, and on this channel, we do everything Boruto and anime manga related. So if you want to see more content like this, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We are going to be up and running with videos. But with that said, let's get straight to it. So this video is pretty much straightforward. I just want to talk about Boruto and basically defend him. I am here to stand on business when it comes to Boruto, because I think that a lot of people hate the way that Boruto's power has been introduced into To Blue Vortex a lot. Now, this isn't something that is said by the majority. I think this is something that is said by the minority, but the minority when it comes to hating, especially when it comes to To Blue Vortex, is actually pretty huge. I'm not gonna lie, but it isn't really that prevalent. A lot of people complain about Boruto and his power scaling in the show, as well as just the power scaling in Boruto as a whole. A lot of people to this day find it hard to actually just cope with the fact that Naruto and Sasuke have long been surpassed by characters that were introduced even before the time skip. We're talking about characters like Jigen and Ishiki. You had a prime Naruto and Sasuke. You had Sage of Six Paths Jutsu. You had the Nine Tails. You have Sasuke with Rinnegan and all these crazy broken abilities. Just for them, right, to get absolutely washed by characters like Jigen and even Ishiki, to the point where Naruto was forced to use the full power of Kurama, where they ended up using barrier mode in order to even have a chance at defeating him, right? And so again, a lot of the Naruto fans, the Naruto diehard fans who are coming from Shippuden, coming from part 1 Naruto, and coming into Boruto, where they now want to see their glorious king cook up and defeat the new villains, when they clearly forget that this show is called Boruto. It has been stated so many times, even Boruto said this at the beginning of the story, that this is his story. It is not the story of his father. He said it so many times, and people do not want to accept that. So yeah, in general, a lot of people just have a lot of complaints when it comes to the power scaling in Boruto as a whole. And that's why in today's video, I actually, saw what happened in To Blue Vortex chapter 16, where essentially we get a backstory of how Boruto was able to become so strong. We are getting flashbacks. And this is one of the things that I actually appreciate about To Blue Vortex. A lot of people have been saying, how the heck is Boruto so strong? Why is he already this broken? It doesn't make any sense. And what's so amazing about To Blue Vortex is the fact that we are literally being given information regarding how the heck is Boruto broken. And not just that, but just like all of these plot holes and questions that we have been asking ever since the manga started. For example, I can give so many examples of the manga literally answering the questions that all of the fans have been asking. For example, when the manga started, right, a lot of people are asking, where is Sasuke? Is he dead? Is he alive? Literally a few chapters later, we get a backstory on how Sasuke was turned or used to create the Shinju clone Hidari, right? And it's like, I just don't understand how a lot of these fans or a lot of the readers like complaining about these things when the manga is always there to save the day and just give people an explanation to a lot of the questions. It's basically a cycle in the Boruto community where people complain, especially when the spoilers come out. People will complain, right, when the spoilers come out. How does this happen? What happened? The chapter literally comes out, explains everything, and then everyone just shuts the fuck up. So this is exactly what I'm talking about in this scenario. It's like a lot of people have been complaining about Boruto's power levels. How is he strong? And To Blue Vortex chapter 16, not just chapter 16, but a lot of chapters in To Blue Vortex have stated just how much potential Boruto has and just how much of a genius he is, right? So if you go back to the previous chapters of To Blue Vortex, we get the first backstory for Boruto's training, where Boruto has essentially been training with Sasuke. Sasuke states this himself in the manga, where he talks about how Boruto is a genius. He literally learned pretty much everything Sasuke had to teach him. And the only thing that he had left to do was to refine and master those techniques to the point where he's proficient in using sword techniques and all the jutsu and whatever techniques that Sasuke may have taught him in that time skip. We don't know what exactly he trained him, but we definitely know that he trained him in, using the sword and, just mastering his skills in general, right? And then you have the chapter To Blue Vortex chapter 16 again, where we are explained by the show how much of a genius Boruto is. That is the main point of this video. Boruto is such a freaking genius. We explained in the manga that Boruto's flying Raijin is literally taken from Minato's jutsu, right? But with a different twist, in the sense that with the flying thunder god, what Boruto did is because of the fact that he's Otsutsuki, right? And he can use the teleportation powers of the Otsutsuki. It's a basic technique. This is something that Boruto hadn't mastered. And so Boruto basically used this concept to try and mimic the flying Raijin and essentially embed his chakra onto objects in order to be able to teleport through them. And not only that, but just like think about how much of a genius Boruto is when Kashin Koji literally talks about a lot of the things that are required to refine and make this jutsu perfect, which in hindsight tells you how hard it is to master what Boruto was trying to learn, right? Kashin Koji talked about the fact that you need to pinpoint the exact marked locations. You need to train to be able to teleport to distances that are far away. And so Boruto literally said this himself. He has a long way to go. He literally said that in the chapter. And so people will look at this panel and translate it to, oh, this guy is broken for no reason. It don't make no sense. This nigga was training for 2 to 3 whole years, right? Just after Sasuke got taken out. He trained for 2 to 3 years. And what's so crazy about this is Boruto trained for a jutsu that he was supposed to learn years down the line, not 2 years down the line, obviously, because Kashin Koji knew about the future. And so he decided to make sure Boruto takes advantage of the information that he has, right? So I don't know what people are honestly saying. Boruto has been a genius from day one, and people fail to realize that. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to admit it. Even since the academy days, the whole point of this thumbnail that I put, right, is to just give you an idea of like just how much hate Boruto gets. Look at Minato. Minato was also said to be a legendary genius, right? This guy, he was one of the people that had the highest grades in the academy, as far as I know. He's one of the people who has mastered a lot of the jutsu that a lot of people, like the Flying Thunder God, it's a jutsu that a lot of people found hard to master. Even characters in Shippuden have said that, I don't know who his name is. I think his name is Genma or something, yeah. When they teleported Tsunade, he literally said that, hey, this is a jutsu we tried learning, but we couldn't because we're just not him, right? And that just goes to show you how much of a genius Minato is. He created the Rasengan off of inspiration from the tailed beast form, like, and even though it took him 3 years, I get it, right? It's like I don't get it, right? Minato he became a Hokage at such a young age, and people don't hate on that. He is one of the most loved characters in the show, and he is a well-known genius, and people don't hate him. But when Boruto pulls up and takes down full power code with a jutsu that he actually trained for, I just don't get it. When Boruto has 3 chakra changes in chakra, not changes in chakra nature, but actually chakra natures, lightning, water, and wind release. At the age of 12 years old, we're talking about Boruto part 1. People complain. I don't know. It's just this thing of like, people don't want to admit that Boruto is a genius, right? Boruto has done so many feats. In his fight with Ao, he was able to show his proficiency in using all of the 3 chakra natures. And even though he didn't necessarily, take him down with a sweep, he was actually able to keep up with Ao, which is an impressive feat considering the fact that Ao was one of the better well-known shinobi in the Shippuden, especially around the time of the war arc, right? So I don't know, people just never really want to admit. Boruto has created different forms of the Rasengan at the age of 12, even though it's not technically canon. You have the different forms of the Rasengan he made while training with Kakashi. I don't even know what to say. But like, people just be complaining. But yeah, like I said, this is just a straightforward video. I really don't want to get into it that much, but I feel like in order for people to really understand Boruto, I find it crazy how to this day, one of the craziest takes that a lot of people have when it comes to Boruto is talking about how Boruto is so broken. When he literally trained for it. Boruto trained with Sasuke, trained with Kashin Koji. People do not want to accept it. And I feel like for the progression of the story, this is what is needed. The story needs to progress in terms of power, scaling, and just like the progression as a whole. If you don't want to read the show because Naruto and Sasuke, your favorite characters, they lost to Jigen and Ishiki, you're free to leave the show. Don't hate on it and say, oh, well, Why is Naruto? They're not even the main characters of the show. I don't even know what I have to say to tell you they are not. They are not the main characters of the show. Boruto has said this. Kishimoto has said this. And so that's basically it for this video. That's basically what I'm gonna talk about. Niggas should stop hating on Boruto. The hate needs to stop. And I'm very sure that with the upcoming chapters of 2B Vortex chapter 17 and onwards, I think the hate has kind of been dying down. But like there's still a lot of people in general that overlook that and just they don't want to accept that Boruto has absolutely insane potential. But that said, it has been a video from me, the fruit, and I will see you in another video. Definitely let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. But yeah, I'll see you in another one. Peace.